This is BonnieVent. Recently, Michael came to me with a request. He wants to partner with me and the connection in order to continue to be of service to humankind. He is very interested in reconnecting with people who have remained loyal to his messages while he was alive and since his death. How could I say no? In many ways, this will be an interesting experiment. We will be starting with question-answer sessions. Where this project will lead promises to be a very interesting journey. There is an existing group for the connection on Facebook. I asked the members to submit a spiritual question. These are their questions, and the answers will likely be a combination of the connection, Michael, and me. I have noticed in this work that I receive images that are relevant to the message, but do not come through to the person listening to the message. I will add my impressions to this process as well. The background that I have chosen for this video is the closest thing I could find to what I see visually when I tune into Michael's surroundings. I am sure it pales to the real thing, but it gives you an idea of what I'm seeing. We each have our own journey. We ask that you use your own powers of discernment. Please accept what resonates with you and disregard the rest. And now, here is the connection and Michael. Before we get started, I wanted to wish everyone a happy winter solstice and holiday season. I also want to remind everyone that the statements made here are Michael's and his experiences. Your experiences may vary from his, so please use your powers of discernment and please don't shoot the messenger. Okay, here we go. Raiden asks, how does the sensation or passing of time differ between physical and spiritual? Michael says, hi, Raiden. Time does not exist here in the sense that you would think of. When you create in the now moment like we do, it can be day or night or whatever time you wish it to be. We are not constrained by linear time. We are not living a lifetime like you are there. You have a beginning, middle, and end to your lifetime, and then you come back here. I hope that makes sense. Raiden asks, many people have a special connection with animals. You clearly had one when you were alive. If you experience connection with energy of other species where you are now, what is it like? Michael says, you are correct that it is an energetic connection. It is much more of a feeling and sensing than seeing in the way you do there. The senses are many and quite different. Raiden asks, scientists believe we actually have about 20 senses, not just 5. It makes a lot of sense to me, as I believe strongly both in science and spirituality. Do you think that we are actually on the right track, or that we will ever discover more about what our 3D bodies can't visibly perceive, but do after passing? Michael says, yes, some scientists are on the right track. Their processes are very slow and dependent on money and endless experiments for research. It is best not to wait for them to tell you what you already sense for yourself. They can work on the big picture, but we are each responsible for our own exploration and growth. Don't let them hold you back. Go exploring. Axinia asks, Dear Michael, what does the term God mean for you in your dimension? How has this concept changed for you? God as a person or as an abstract concept? Thank you. We love you. Michael says, hi, Axinia. God is an energy source. It is the great creator of all that is. My understanding of God has not changed. It was always the source of all that I did in my lifetime as Michael Jackson. Perhaps while living in 3D, it is easier to think of it as a person. It doesn't really matter what it's called. What matters is what good and creative things are done with this godly energy. As a 3D person, it is your role to convert and bring this energy into 3D. Mallet asks, In this life that you refer to as 3D, how can one person such as yourself impact the whole planet at such a magnificent level? I really don't think it is the talent only as in the music and the dance. Is it your big heart or is it your sunshine spirit, or what do you incorporate spiritually, really? Michael says, Hi, Mallet. You are giving me too much credit. For me, it started with the teachings of my mother. I was born with talent, but I had to work very hard. Many people are just as talented, but never seen by the public. Life in 3D is full of balancing factors. There is a machine running in the background of all the famous people you see and hear about. They pay a price for this position as they make a lot of money for other people. It does provide tremendous outreach and influence, which can be used for a good purpose, but I was very limited. I tried as much as I could to get these good messages into my work. Many are not aware of these messages. They just like a catchy tune or the chorus. The work has to be marketable. I was surprised by the shock wave that occurred upon my death. This shock wave did seem to be a catalyst for many, and I'm happy about that. As for me, I incorporated causes that were near to my heart. This is what everyone should think about doing in their own way in their own lives. Mallet says, in connection with the first question, when a person impacts and vibrates the world like you do, is it a must to have a difficult life full of suffering? Can't a person impact the world and live a peaceful, happy life at the same time? You said the bigger the star, the bigger the target. If it is not the case, what is the spiritual reason, if any, for creating such a difficult, challenging, hurting life for yourself? Michael says, it's actually the challenges of life that promote growth. Many people struggle due to the sensitivity that we have. We feel on a deep level and are often misunderstood and have feelings of isolation. We have a hard time being around other people. Even though we love them, we can feel their pain. It can be crippling without an outlet. Celebrity does come with a price, and everyone will have a very public opinion about you. It does not matter if it's true or false. Once accused, it just seems to stick no matter what you do. It is very rare for a person to achieve spiritual growth without growing pains. If your life is smooth and easy, you tend to get self-centered and have trouble relating to those that need assistance. You have to have walked the walk to be of service to others. It is a badge of honor and to be respected. Mallet asks, do you feel love, our love, from where you are right now? Even now, your admirers and adorers are increasing each day, every day, unbelievably. So do you feel all the love from the earth? If yes, how does it feel to you? Here in 3D, we feel love in our hearts. What does love feel like there? Michael says, the feeling is much the same as an intuitive person will know when someone is talking about them in a kind way. For me, it can come in huge waves of energy light on days that are deemed to be special and tied to my life there. Irina says, Hi, Michael. To follow up on what you have shared with us regarding the way someone in spirit hears and processes information all at the same moment, am I correct in my understanding that this is based on Earth's electromagnetics and that this is what allows you to get around so fast and reach so many people? Would this state be described as bilocation or multi-location? As you have mentioned to us, one can certainly see how this can be extremely freeing. Michael says, Hi, Irina. I have read books about this topic. I too wanted to know all about how it works. When you get here, you quickly find out through trial and error how this process works. I still cannot give you an answer. It just does. To give an analogy, you can get all the nuts and bolts of how a car works, but you do not need any of that to drive it. You get in and go after you've learned how. Do you see what I mean? Irina asks, are you able to observe or even step into what in linear time would be the past? And how are you able to perceive the future, as there is a general understanding that the future for us is malleable with the possibility of different outcomes? Michael says, I can recreate a past experience, but that is not the same as going into the past. The future is much more open to the person living it. It does get complicated as everyone is busy creating all at the same time. Another person's creation can block yours. This is where being flexible comes into play. You can get around those blocks and keep moving forward. Living with intent is so important. Those that do not are blocking other people without even knowing it. Try to say yes as much as possible. Let that be your default answer. So many people say no with no thought. It's a shame what great adventures they miss. Irina asks, now that you are no longer limited by the physical body, how are you able to observe people and physical objects in 3D? When you are looking at a person who is in the physical, what other aspects are you able to observe about them that our physical eyes cannot see? Do you see their oversoul and their guidance? In other words, how much information are you able to see about an individual person from your vantage point, and how do inanimate objects appear to you? Michael says, people appear as balls of energy. They are seen in their entirety. That is all of their lives wrapped into one. We still have guidance, but it's not the same as a living person. We can speak to high guidance just by posing or pondering a question. Even inanimate objects have an energy signature that is easily seen. Irina asks, I would also like to know about how you recognize someone in our dimension that can audibly hear you, such as Bonnie, for example, as opposed to someone who is unable to. Michael says, this is going to be an old reference, but it's rather like looking for a telephone booth. You know when you find one what its purpose is. Pure channels cast a beacon of light. They are very bright and unmistakable. Other people may have the core ability to communicate, but if they are closed down, they will not be as bright a light. This light can change based upon the circumstances in their life. Some are only open when they are in need. Irina says, additionally, I am interested in knowing more about dream visitations. Although a verbal message is sometimes received in a dream, more often than not the communication is full of visuals and symbolism rather than spoken words. What happens to us in dream state and the unusual places we seem to experience, and who are the often unfamiliar people that we meet? Michael says, there are many things taking place in dream state. Not everything is a visitation. The messages can be verbal and quite detailed, but mostly you are having sensations and feelings about what is happening in your dream. It encompasses all the senses. Sometimes you are just working out the stresses of life. If you remember the dream vividly, pay close attention, as it will be important to your path. The other people who are unfamiliar are most likely there as background actors in your dream. This is a general statement. It will not be true for everyone. Irina says, Michael, you seem very adept at being able to communicate with us. I recall you stating on several occasions while in physical that you were just a channel and that all you were creating came through you from God or Spirit. In so much of what you did on this plane, it is quite apparent you are trying to make people more aware of their spiritual nature. Who else of the service to others' souls are at this time actively working to help humanity, and which of them are in contact with you? Michael says, yes, I was a channel in life and still am now. I am assisting Bonnie in bringing this energy forward into the 3D world. We share this goal and I am happy to assist. As far as others, you would not have heard of them. So many people work behind the scenes day by day. It would be difficult to find someone well known that has not been compromised. I include the Michael Jackson life as compromised as well. Discernment is always needed and grains of truth can always be found. Let nature be your teacher. Jane says, "Hello, Michael. I know how important angels are to you, so have you ever received assistance or guidance from angels, either in the physical or spiritual plane? Can we receive guidance and help from angels on earth?" Michael says, "Hi, Jane. Yes, you can receive assistance from your guidance. You need to ask them, otherwise they cannot interfere. I mentioned earlier that I receive guidance too. It is available to everyone. Sit quietly and ask for whatever assistance you need, then take action. Your guides have infinite patience, but so many ask for assistance and guidance and do not take the action step. It is your responsibility to get through your life the best way you can." Jane asks, "Are you still performing? Is there live entertainment?" Michael says, "Performing is very different here. Yes, you can draw other people to come and watch any of your creations. We learn from each other, and it is always in the spirit of cooperation." Amy Jo says, "Dear beloved Michael, I have always felt this weird connection to you, and after your passing, it felt stronger, like I lost my best friend in my heart. Is it okay to sing your songs that I love? I will always love you most and defend you. Forever a Moonwalker, Amy." Hi, Amy. I am so sorry that you had a hard time with my passing. I am just fine. Of course, it's okay for you to sing my songs. They were created to be shared. By all means, share the magic that is the creation of any artistic form that causes you to feel love and joy. Tony Marie asks, "Hi, Michael. Much love. My question is, if you meet a fan while in your spiritual form, do you also come in contact with their spiritual loved ones in heaven? If you see something happening in your family that you disagree with, are you able to make a physical change in the spiritual world? I'm sure there's no need to even ask this, but are you helping guide your children in life?" Michael says, "Hi, Tony Marie. It's all about the energy and purpose. If there is no purpose to find another person, it will not happen. Like any father, I see things happening with my family that I'm not happy about. I cannot interfere, but I can guide if asked. On several occasions, the children have asked me what I would do, and I try to get a message to them." Karen says, "Hi, Michael. For me to be able to travel like you do, Michael, do I have to be on the other side, or will I have to wait? I'm trying my hardest to work on me just like you told me, and thank you. I feel much happier. With lots of love, Karen." Michael says, "Hi, Karen. I'm so glad you are feeling better and that you took what I said to heart. That warms me. Keep going." Zara asks, "Hello, Michael. Could you help me get a better look through my life? Love you." Michael says, "Hi, Zara. As I told Karen, it starts with you. I know this sounds strange, but it's like man in the mirror. It all starts with you." Norma says, "Hi, Michael. Do you see Whitney Houston and Bobby Christina? What is your urgent and greatest wish for your family and fans in the world today?" Michael says, "Hi, Norma. I have not seen them. Perhaps they are working on different projects. Our paths have not crossed. My greatest wish is for peace and cooperation with nature, animals, and humankind. So much time is wasted on things that do not really matter." Maru says, "Hi, Michael. I just wanted to ask you if now that you are in spirit, you could finally find the true love. I mean your soulmate. Thanks so much. Love, Maru." Hi, Maru. It does not work that way. This is going to be controversial, but I must speak the truth. We are all members of soul families that get together to experience having a life. We each take different roles. I have a soul family, but not a romantic mate in the way that you mean. Life partners are for those in 3D working on that kind of a relationship. They can be quite challenging. The notion of someone completing you is wrong and can be a hindrance to your growth. It is often disappointing as no one can live up to that endlessly romantic expectation. Life is messy if well lived. Love you more, Michael. Thank you for joining us today. If you'd like more information or to support this work, please see the links in the description of this video and join us at BonnieVent.com.